in Chicago, we're used to being cold, so cold that we haven't seen cold temperatures like this in forever. Did I say cold enough times?
I think you did. Whenever temps are like this, you never know what can happen.
Right, so here's some helpful tips to deal with emergency situations that you might encounter during this Arctic blast.
Tip number one, okay, if you head out to your car and it won't start, it's probably the battery. So here's a simple fix. You can try jumping your car, and if you don't know how, well, you could just call Lawrence and he'll show up with his cables and his tow truck. And he's going to be on YouTube figuring it out. You just told me positive to positive, negative to negative,
Yeah,
right?
Strangely enough, my father-in-law actually does own a tow trunk company. So
you should call Lawrence.
Yeah, call me. I know a guy. Tip number 2, if your heat goes out, you need to trap the existing warm air and safely stay warm until the heat returns. So here's what you do. You insulate your home as much as possible, pull out those old quilts and blankets, put them over the windows and the doorways and the little holes underneath so that no cool air gets in and you can trap that warm air. Dress warmly, put on a couple of hats, scarves, gloves, layer your clothing. If you have a fireplace, take advantage of it. Call family or friends to see if you can stay with them. And most importantly, do not, and I repeat, do not use your oven or fuel using space heaters to heat your home. It's very, very dangerous.
Got it. Good tip there. I feel like you were dad just telling me like how to live. Okay, Dad, I got it.
Do not.
Do not,
Don't.
under any circumstance.
Don't do it.
Okay. Tip number 3, if you end up with a frozen pipe, the first thing you should do is immediately shut off the main water supply in your home. And this valve is usually in the basement or on an outside wall in a utility area of the house. And here's a few ways to thaw out frozen pipes that you may not normally think of. You can use an electric heating pad or a hair dryer. Never heard of this before this. A portable space heater, or you can wrap pipes with towels soaked in hot water. Okay, now listen closely. Do not use any open flame devices. And if your pipes should burst, call an emergency plumber. Do I sound like a mom now?
Yeah.
Children, listen up.
It's the hand motion.
Yes.
That's what did it. All right, here's the next tip. If your pipes are working, but your hot water heater goes out, check the pilot light. If it's out, it needs to be relit. Then check the circuit breaker to make sure all switches are working properly. So if this doesn't solve the problem, then you got to make that phone call, that dreaded phone call, to an HVAC technician.
Yeah, and tip number 5, what to do if you get frostbite. Now, this is a really dangerous thing. There are a few things that you can do. First, get to a warm place. Don't rub your skin because that can damage it if it's frozen. Soak the affected area in warm water or place a washcloth with warm water on the area that feels a little raw. Do this for at least 30 minutes. As your skin thaws, it may get red. You may also feel painful, stinging or tingling, prickling sensation. If frostbite symptoms persist, go to the emergency room right away.
Good tips there. All right, and finally, be sure to take advantage of the city's non-emergency system 311. It's a quick, convenient way to talk about problems in your neighborhood that are not life-threatening. So there's a good resource for you right there.
There you go. I hope nobody has to deal with any
of
those things
stay
right there.
warm,
Yeah.
stay safe. It is not worth going outside if you do not have to do it.
And if you smell gas, call People's Gas.
Yes.
Like that's a big deal. Like if you smell gas in your place, like get the pros out there quickly because we don't want anything to happen in your house.
Yeah. Okay, and we'll post all these tips for you on the Jam Facebook page. So if you need a refresher, check it out right there.